if you're so ready. Hi, traders. It's 11 a.m. EST. Must be time for Mike and me. How you doing, Mike? I know you're having a great 72-hour period in the market with the S&Ps bouncing back from this 4,200 level, which was what I felt was going to be a battleground, and definitely was and is a battleground. Now, is the battle won? It sure looks like it, but when you take a look at this rally that we've had in such a short time span, I'm sure that a pro like you knows that bear market rallies, the hallmark of them is sharp and fast, and then no follow through. So I saw a little giggle. Aren't bear market rallies sharp and fast?
Yeah.
And not long lasting?
But I don't know if it might be this time, Coach. There were hold on. There were a couple of reasons to exacerbate this move. It's not really, granted, it's predicated upon news. And by the way,
no, it's predicated upon rates softening.
Well, it
and
was
the dollar weakening.
Well, Friday with the jobs number, when we were down several, 30, 40 handles and reversed to the high, that was an indication that the market was, and there were stocks that are breaking out appropriately. I get it. There are retailers, oils are pulling back appropriately. Yes, the banks are weak, but they are picking up, they're getting there. With that being said, is they had a chance to blow it out, to negate it all over the weekend with the war premium, when the flight to safety with gold up 1% and crude up 3.5%, 4%. That was the chance. And you know what? In the face of an economic number where they could have broke it below 4,200, they said forget it. Into a war excuse, they said nope, forget it. Right now, stocks are breaking high. VIX is breaking below support. And there are they may be buying some laggards, but there are plenty. I understand that Microsoft's down 17 cents. I get it. But there are stocks here, there are stocks making multi-year highs, new highs, that maybe, maybe Microsoft turns into IBM for the moment. I'm not saying it is, but there are, for every 1 weak stock, there's 9 strong ones now. Literally.
Okay.
And they're taking down the laggards. So I know in a
all right. Well, in the jobs number, they played off the weakness of the hourly earnings, which took the dollar down, which took yields down, which ignited the market. And you know what? I think I agree. There's more left in the dollar. I still think the dollar can sell off towards the 104.5 level. I have a lot of stuff here. Dollar sells off, that should still be risk on. And you brought up bonds, so let me just talk about TLT for a second. For a long time, I was looking for these lows to be taken out. They were. We did not confirm, although it's still a pretty crappy reading. And now on the 4-hour, you actually, at this last low that we had, I believe that was the employment number, NFP, we diverged. So I'm looking for, if we get one more low, to actually buy this. It's a triple ETF on the bonds.
Yeah, I know it.
So, we'll see. And when I look at the S&Ps, I'm looking at fib retracements of that break from 4,500, and I'm not ready to give it the all clear until it closes over 4,400. And I think chasing now isn't real prudent.
No,
so it may be is working for you. I mean, I know you're long.
But it's very. What am I chasing? I bought the.
Well, I'm just saying, anyone that waited to get long till today. That it's a little late.
I think there's still a lot of juice in the punch bowl with laggards. I do.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to find out, I think, in the next week or so, if we're just going to blow to new highs, or this is just a correction from the break we had from 45 to 42. And the market will definitely tell us that. I look at the yen, If the yen breaks down, that means lower yields too. That's a descending triangle. And gold, I think everyone knows the reason why I said I would not talk about the short side of gold for a few years.
Yeah,
So, you know,
I was
seven,
underestimated. We're underweight. Actually, I have GFI. I'm just selling a little in the fund right now. What do you think about GFI, Coach?
well, you know, actually, I did some buying down there, but mainly physical. And I think that since I think the dollar, although it could break another 100 points lower, I don't think it's a high in the dollar. I think we're going to 109, and that should pressure metals perhaps one more time and retest the lows. So that's what I'm looking for in the miners. Let me look at GFI.
I just sold some now, 34 cents, a big chunk,
Okay,
12.34.
here it is. I mean, they look great, but you know, GDX doesn't look great. Looks
This
okay.
GOLD. No, I just took some GFI. Now, listen, I know I'm going to buy it on the
ATG.
pullback, but it made a move to where, you wouldn't buy, just like you said, you wouldn't chase, right? Would you chase GFI?
No, no, I wouldn't
Yeah,
chase it.
yeah, that's why I
No,
took some off. That's all.
but you know that if it might have more left, depending upon the uh, dollar. Again, I still think the dollar is going to trade lower. I'm looking for about a 107.5 euro. There's at 106, so we'll see.
Which,
Um,
what do you think about the fact when another thing that tipped me off into getting more aggressive or stepping up another leg is when with the war or the attack on Israel, the European markets, the DAX went up, was positive the whole morning. They never even flinched. Matter of fact, the
middle,
DAX is breaking out now.
yeah.
So
What's
that
breaking
was
out?
price. What's that?
What's breaking out? DAX.
Hold on. I said DAX is breaking out from a range. When in the face of America's premium and the war, look at the DAX. It's taking actually calls now too.
Okay, so you're getting
I'm not
option
in.
flow.
I'm not in the DAX. I'm saying when there was an attack in Israel and the futures were down and oil and crude were flight to safety, the European market wouldn't even flinch. I don't
Yeah,
care where it's going or where it's been. That
the
was an
Middle
indication.
Eastern markets didn't even flinch either.
Yeah.
And so everyone is believing for right now that this is just going to be a local thing, that there's not going to be any spreading of the war. And that's why oil is down again today. But why don't you mark my words, Mike,
Sure. I
that
might even play it.
within the next month or so, there will be a strike against Iran.
I
They're
will know. I agree.
setting it up, and we're going to hit them.
I wouldn't take the
And
other side of that at all. I agree with that.
the
It's
market's
almost
not
like
going to like that, because you start screwing up the Strait of Hormuz, and you could have a real problem with energy.
like
So
touche. It's
okay,
almost like it's almost like how you thought the Silicon Valley Bank would situation. I'm not being insensitive. When there's a dramatic event like Silicon Valley and a major strike on Israel, the biggest one, I don't know how to quantify it.
hey
It
Mike, you
usually
know, okay, all I could say is that when we were at 4,600 in the S&Ps, and I talked about 42, that seemed aggressive,
it
and that
was.
was accomplished.
That's correct.
So for now, I'm going with that wave count, that was just the beginning of it, and we're retracing the decline from 45 to 42 over 44.20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wrong, but I think this is a great shorting opportunity setting up here into the weekend.
Coach, my
So
last
that's
comment on
my
TG,
view.
last comment on TGH was I need some shorts. I'm peeling some longs off. I get it. I'm not
Okay.
doing the victory laps. I'm trying to trade tactically.
Okay. All right. So why don't you tell us what how tactically you're trading and what you're doing? I think people heard enough of me for now. Go ahead. You
Uh,
have this screen.
okay, hold on. Where do I have? I have the screen. Let me go on to TGH. I got a lot of screens open today. I apologize. All right, here we go. TGH. Let's go back, share screen, and we'll go right here. Okay. What do I want to say?
What's her phone number?
My phone number?
No, hers.
Oh, that's not. I'm not looking to point her. That's what is this girl doing? That's a freaking mortgage, an ad. My next one's net. You know, a freaking Israeli guy. You know what I mean? I'm not doing anything
I
weird.
wonder if she takes an overage on the mortgages.
No, look at my next thing. So I'm looking at
Oh,
the German foreign minister, and that came in. I don't know how it came in.
Everyone's trying to say, yeah, it was, just Hamas. Yeah, you know what? It wasn't just Hamas. And you know what? It wasn't just Iran, because China negotiated a deal between the Saudis and Iran. They're enemies, they're Shiites and they're Sunnis. And the US was on the verge of brokering a deal between the Saudis and the Israelis. And China didn't want that to happen. And now we're moving carriers into, the Middle East zone. So China has a lot of proxies out there. And you know who else is a proxy? Russia is their proxy.
But that's, you know what? But touche. But you know what? That's fine. But what's happening in the market is let them. I wish it doesn't happen. I'm just talking about price. Let them bomb away. The market will go up another 2%.
You know how it used to play out, the playbook on wars, and I could go all the way back to Gulf War, Desert Storm. So, because I remember I was on the golf course. All right, so this is how they used to go, and there's more than one example. The market would sell off, and crude and gold would go up until there was military action by the U.S. And I remember back then, you just had TVs in the clubhouse, and that they announced that Desert Storm had begun. So I ran back to the office and bought bonds and called in, Mike, buy bonds. And bonds rallied, the market rallied, all selling off going into it, and the gold and oil tanked.
Yeah.
So, this is a different era. Maybe the market's going to rally into, instead of dropping when we were, stronger back then, we're going to rally into it. And as soon as there's some intervention with Iran, it might be a high in the market and a low in gold. So,
Coach, I can appreciate that. And that's a very hell of a geopolitical
Isn't it a great story.
Well, it's a great story. You should play Risk. It's better than anyone I could come up with.
Yeah.
But, I just want to keep in mind that, getting back, this is one right here. CTAs are now net short. 40 is the largest short position for every group ever recorded.
Wow.
Are you underinvested?
Huh?
I am. So if they're short and pros are underinvested, and they are, what's going to happen?
Well, you don't know when this from when, but I would say the last 3 days, they're not as short as they were before the NFP.
That's true, and that's why tonight's number that I post on TradeGATEHub is going to be just as important, because I'm peeling some off. And listen, we're all thinking the same, but I think a lot of acting differently. That's all.
So how are oils acting? Because you know what? The toughest trade would be to short oils, because I looked at XLE last week, Mike, and it held 84.
I saw you posted that on Twitter, and it was a good. I saw that on Twitter. That was a good post.
And it it could under 84. The oils are in trouble if you want to pull up XLE. I know it's a very almost seems suicidal to, especially if we do something with Iran, but that may not happen for a while. But if we fail from here under 84, that's a problem. So there's the XLE.
There's Chevron.
Yeah. There's your
Exxon, Chevron, both flagging in a nice way. By the way, they're actually, they were broken until. By the way, they wwere broken until that Friday number.
Until the war.
Monday, Tuesday, correct? Until the war. That's correct. Devon Energy is the worst one. That's a short squeeze. You can go to a couple that might be considering shortable, like an Apache. I certainly wouldn't be shorting Chevron or Exxon. But just there's bifurcated situations in every market.
How about the defense contractors? Because now they have to make ammo for Israel and Ukraine. You know what the big picture is, and I know that it doesn't matter when you're just trading short term tactically and
It
making
only
money,
doesn't matter because
making money. But
sorry.
we have a two-theater war now.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a war in Europe. We have a war in the Middle East. The only area of the globe that it hasn't happened yet is in Asia. And you know what? China probably is pretty happy we're going to be sending our aircraft carriers to the Middle East. I'm just saying that be careful out there that what's happening geopolitically, the markets are whistling past the graveyard on this. Be careful. Look, Mike, you don't think, I mean, how often do you look out more than a few days at a time when you're trading anyway? I know you hold some long-term stuff, but
Coach,
most of your action.
And you know what? I don't. You know what? It's weekly.
Okay.
It's weekly.
All right. That's short term.
It's very short term.
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay.
Like I say all the time, when Amazon drops 11% a week and a half.
All right, pull it up, because I tell you what, if we get a good Prime Day or two, it's Prime Day coming up, right?
Yes.
All right, so everyone get online and buy the shit out of everything you want, because I want Amazon to rally back to 134, 136.
I agree with that.
And I'm going to add on to my bearish position.
I agree.
So go ahead, please have a good Prime Day and take us into the gap or
the
around
levels.
the gap.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The levels are clear, and it's poor. It's acting. It's poor. Even at the weekly. I agree, Coach.
Yeah.
I can talk you out of that.
Halfway back, I want to short this thing.
But then on the other side, you have SMCI. You have our friend Nevada still basing.
Yeah, you know, look, hold Nevada there. Hold Nevada there. Look left.
Yeah.
To the prior high. You see that action it had like at about 480?
Yeah, right here. I knew right.
All right, now bring it to the current pattern. We're not at 480 yet.
That's correct. No.
Okay, 480 would be symmetry for a potential head and shoulders top.
I agree.
All right, all right.
You know, other stocks. Pins is acting well, has been acting well. I mean, it's not a bar.
What is it? What is it? Huh?
Pins.
Yeah. Okay.
What else? You're having stocks in every sector, like Abercrombie and Finch once again, at Gap stores. Now, I'm not saying I would load, like your perfect example is, I wouldn't load into Gap stores at this level. I don't think I missed it, but I certainly wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't load into Abercrombie and Fitch. Put that chart back up. Let's do a little RSI lesson here. All right, you see the first high at 55. RSI was probably about 80.
Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, now go the second high. Looks like about 58. RSI was lower.
73.
Okay, new high today. RSI is making its second lower high on that chart. I don't know if that was a daily or an intraday. This is now the
month. You know what? Listen, Coach, I get it. It's also a heavily shorted. It was a heavily shorted stock. You can look at every others in the
before
group.
The gap up at 45.
Well, you know, the plan is, this is the plan. It is probably to go to expiration for a 60 striker and start playing around there for a pullback. No?
Yeah, there's one coming.
Yeah, probably to the 60 strike. If things hold up this way in the market, they probably push it towards. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Okay. Just, you know, when you run through these charts, I had a guy that I mentored who said, you know, I can spend 3 hours looking at the British pound chart, and then I asked Dale to look at it, and in 1 minute he gives me the diagnosis that I've been looking for 3-4 hours. So as you go through these charts, I'm giving you my immediate reaction.
No, I like that. I mean, you're a charter.
You know what? Target looks okay.
Okay, let's look at Walmart. Go back to Walmart when they blasted it because of the number.
Yeah.
But this is the leader, Costco. I mean, you could take, by the way, there's a lot with Dollar General as opposed to Costco. Or you can go to BJ's Wholesaler as opposed to Dollar Tree. So, by the way, as you can see, I made my original point here that they're taking up the laggards. I get it that Microsoft might be a fade here. Absolutely. It's down negative on the day. It's red. you know, I
Yeah,
understand.
it's a Tim Fury trade. The whole board
Well,
is
it is.
exploding, right?
That is
Well,
correct.
what's wrong with Microsoft?
Well, what's completely different is it's got the four moving averages converging with all support. Amazon has nothing except the 200 day, way
Yeah,
below.
yeah.
And the curling down. I don't know what that, they're right to curling
Oh,
down.
you have like a, oh yeah, like a
So
death cross between the
so
two
let's look at the
short
wise
term.
guys, coach, right? I mean, there's always
Yeah,
something to do.
yeah. Let's
And you're
look at
right,
them.
by the way, that's a good way of putting at it.
What?
As an active manager, my time frames are shorter. I usually have more trepidation. The longer out I go, the more, you know that. I've said this a million
Yeah.
times. So let's go to what they're doing. No selling in VIX yet. Okay. MU, they're going into. I don't blame them. And they should be, because this
What's
is an
it look
oil.
like?
This I'm going to show you, and you'll tell me. I know what I brought it up yesterday. You didn't like it, so I'm going to MU.
I wasn't here yesterday.
Wednesday, Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Sideways.
don't know, coach. Well, that's
Yeah.
not a maybe, man.
All
That's a
right. It's going to blast through 72 and take out 75.
well, it's got a gap. It's taken. By the way, why did we bring it up? It's taking calls. That's all.
Calls.
I'm not
Are
scamming.
they going out to January
That's
or?
the question. See that people? I hope people in TGH are listening to this, because that's most important. And the
Yeah.
answer is they're going no. The longest one, maybe a little bit. No, they're going out 10 and 11. So they're trying to play for this squeeze.
Okay.
So that's a good point. Anti-VIX is elevated. I would say suggest some selling here. I don't know what it's going to be in. ARM, I bought it this morning. I'm in it. Put calls, although the put calls are completely wiped out. Listen, put calls, coach. That doesn't. I mean, this is a service. They're completely
Yeah.
wiped out. Everybody's shorting. It is
So
what it is.
this means this last reading shows a lot of put buying compared to call buying is what
That's
you're
correct.
saying. Okay.
And granted, we might be elevated in the short term. There's the VIX still on the low. Credit's not an issue. TLT's at the high. Here's the chart on the ES via the Jesus feed. I don't know if I can get this up.
You seen any, Mike, really keep an eye out and see if you any option flow comes into TLT. Because technically I see something shaping up there, and the whole world is, bearish bonds right now. And I do believe that there's record short positions on in the bond market. So
there
it
are.
could, there could be like I'm not saying we're going to have a bull market, but it could be a bear market rally that rips your face off if you're short. So I'm watching it for a possible trade. Let me know if you see some option flow into TLT.
100%, coach, and I'll let the room know. And
Yeah, let the room
by the
know.
way, whether or not that comes to fruition, what coach said is really what you should be looking for right now is that dynamic that might change a tide either way in the market. He didn't say with Apple. I know coach trades the macros good. That's what we're looking on.
I'm looking at Apple. I think is going to have trouble right here at 180. It's about 38% back. That's what I mean. I mean, as great as the market is, it's a pretty small retracement in Apple. You're laughing again. It's
No, I'm
only
laughing at
rallied.
Paul agreeing with you that we're one step away from the apocalypse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, who knows? We get involved with we get involved with Iran. You know, they don't care. They want to bring it. They want their holy man to come back. So anyway, Apple at 180 is a tough area. It's 38% back. I'm still bearish Apple. This has not changed my mind.
No, it's 50-50 here. It either does the back. It's almost this 50-day might as well be the 200-day. That's how important it is. It's 50. You know what? You can correct me. It's 50-50. You know what? It's 55-45. It goes up from here.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think this is a great rally to sell between here and 84, and you're wrong over 190.
190.
Okay, I mean, I could be
maybe
wrong.
187. There's the gap right here at 187. There's a gap.
All right. You already took care of that when it went to 190.
Oh, true. Touche. Another
Okay.
good point. All right.
So anyway, I think Apple, and next time is this a daily?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see that how it held that green moving average
That's the
a week or
200, the
so
money
ago?
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bull's line in the sand. You take out 68 and you're looking at 140.
Oh, that, yeah. This
Okay,
VRT
so
acted well. Look at VRT break. I sold this 42, I think, right here, VRT. So the last piece 42.02.
I
This is
think you're
breaking.
going to be glad you sold it.
Look at this thing. How, coach, it's not even look at this. Is a break. It has a breakaway gap,
Yeah,
consolidated 2 days in a row, shook off everything. Now
yeah,
it's not even coming in with the high volume. Wait till it comes in with volume. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay, coach. Oh, I got you. I'm out of it anyway.
I'm just saying,
I'm
a
out of it.
lot of non-confirmations today. I'm not saying that it's
This stock
today's
is
the
making an
day.
all-time high.
All right.
What confirmation do you need?
RSI to be making new highs with price.
Oh, okay. Or else, yeah, I guess then I wouldn't have had to agree in the Amazon chart then. You're right, I guess.
So,
Or A&F, the A&F example.
same thing.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it there. Anybody have any questions?
But I've seen things, 3 drives turn to 1 million drives to a top. I'm
How
not
many
saying they all
drives?
work. They mutate on me sometimes.
Yeah, how about this mutation? When I was short
But
JKS from 23, a week later it was 91.
yeah.
Oh my God, that was the worst week.
Anyway, Mike, your energy is it's definitely contagious.
Well, I
Keep it up.
appreciate that, coach. And
Keep
you know
it
what?
up, man.
Look, a lot of things are coming down. Percent gainers, okay, let's look at what's the percent losers? Percent losers, 15
There aren't
minutes.
any.
AMC, SPR, percent gainers, 15 minutes. So they made the moves at big lots. All right, so
Okay.
that's it, guys.
They're buying retail. Everyone's looking for a good Christmas.
That's fine. I'm in retail. That's the cheap trade. That's the cheap
Yeah.
trade. Instead of me trying to build a position Apple here, which we said is 50-50, I bought the cheap one. So hopefully they'll keep going,
All right. Well, I hope it is a Merry Christmas.
It
Just
will
be ready to receive a couple pieces of coal.
Wait till
in
you
your
catch me on
stocking.
Christmas week trading with eggnog every day. You'll see something. Forget about that one.
Just don't be disappointed if you end up with a couple pieces of coal in your stocking.
Coach, it's
This,
only a matter. Coach,
December.
for me, it's only a matter of
Oh,
how much coal.
there's a coal shortage. Santa can't get any coal.
Well, I'll just hedge on
So
BTU. I'll buy some BTU.
So you could be naughty and you don't have to worry about it because
See,
he's out of coal.
See, coach, there's the chart on BTU. I can just, if
That
I'm
looks
gonna
good.
get some coal, it is. So I'll buy some coal.
That's
buy some
nat gas.
BTU.
That's nat gas, right,
It
man?
looks beautiful, Look, it's freaking
Yeah,
BTU.
nat gas. Any natural gas producer buy dips.
I told you
for the
RRC. That's our
next year.
favorite one. I can't believe I didn't buy this on this dip. It's my favorite. I even love the symbol.
Yeah, nat gas is bottomed. That's probably the better trade than trying to fool around with a WTI right now.
Yeah, it's probably a better trade than trying to fool around retailers.
Yeah. Anyway, natural gas price is looking good.
It is.
Okay, so one of these are wrong. If natural gas prices are headed up and everyone's energy bills, and I heat with gas too. I got raped last year here in California.
I got the heat on now.
Natural gas was at record lows and we had a 50% price increase because they hedged the wrong way. So if natural gas prices are going up and it's going to cost consumers more to heat their homes, unless it's heating oil, they're not going to shop as much. So ride retailers for a trade, but natural gas says that their budgets are going to be a little tighter. Plus, they did their last big vacation.
See what,
this summer.
Coach? No, I'm serious. I agree with that. Listen, I have a family. I have stuff and everything. I'm not used to. I pay attention to labels, but not prices. No, I'm only kidding. It used to be that way. Now it's vice versa. So you're right. You are right about that. I'm blessed that not many things I have to say no upon, but egregiously, there's some things I don't do what I normally used to do. And that's a sign of the economy as well, because I'm, pretty liberal.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mike,
Okay, Dale.
Catch you on Thursday, doing a great room, doing a great job in the room, moderating and content, and looks like all the traders in there are advancing.
Advancing,
there.
if they want,
Yeah.
listen, if they're not advancing, and we've been doing this for a couple of years now, if you'd really like to advance, and I'm not placating, go back to our past live streams, please. Maybe the past 2 weeks to a month. I've been trading actively, but Dale has been never before putting together such a good macro plan about what's going on. And I sometimes I joke that Dale comes up with the plan and I trade it. But that's been really, he's been wagging the dog. What is it? Tail's been wagging the dog here, or vice versa, whatever they call it. So
That's
thanks
great.
again, Coach. I couldn't have done it without, that's good.
I love to add value, and I'm hoping for one more washout in gold, one more low, and really, I'm going to be buying miners left and right, futures left and right. I just really bought physical silver, bunch of rounds so I could use them to.
Did you
get
buy it at
bread.
Costco?
No, a guy I interview I know on Twitter.
Oh, you got a guy? You got a silver guy.
Well, yeah. Anyway, just he's retweeted our stuff.
Silver
Some
surfer?
business, huh?
Silver surfer?
No, not him.
Oh, he's
Bob
good though.
Coleman. He's got vaults in Idaho where people can
Nice.
store it. Anyway, that's my big play for 2023.
Sure. I'm by
Is
the way,
miners.
I'm in.
So, all right. I hope I didn't miss the boat, but if I did, and this is the first wave up, there will be a wave 2 pullback to buy it.
Okay.
So
There you go.
stay tuned.
All right. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Listen, you got to be in the room, have a plan, and we'll see you later. Cheers.
I'll see everyone tomorrow. Pay attention to comets from now on. The ancients said that comets were harbingers of war and famine. And I was on a show a week before this war broke out and said exactly that. That comet that hadn't been here, recently discovered, came around every 400 years. That was a messenger. So anyway, I know you guys all think I'm crazy. There's
Coach,
some
you
guys.
had me until comets.
There's some guys out there waiting. Oh, no, I don't need the straight jacket. Anyway, take it easy, Mike.
What are you wearing? A Padres shirt? What is that?
Oh, I'm a minor league pitcher. I play
pitching.
for the Storm.
Oh,
And
okay.
also the Storm is what people, after this rally terminates by the early next week, should get ready for the Storm.
All right. Well, I'll have my sunshine. I'll have my Florida sunshine shirt on. I'll have my Florida Marlins shirt.
I'm a lefty, Mike.
So am I.
I throw a 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
I like that.
I have no control. Don't dig in, man.
Yeah.
Don't dig in. All right, buddy.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks for sharing.
Take it easy.